Morning, everyone.
Good morning. I see there's several people going to conventions this weekend. I know Hydra Collectibles in the chat. He was out in the rain, but he got his journalist passed and credentials. So big shout out to you, Luke. I'm excited to hear how that went as your time. I don't know if this was your first time being a journalist at a Comic-Con, but that's pretty damn awesome. So keep up the good work. I also know there's a monster group at the C2E2. I've been getting great videos. Comic Tom even was live streaming all through entering and going through security. It was hilarious. So hopefully you're all having good days, staying healthy, wiping everything down. No con crud. You can get easy germs at those kind of things. So hopefully everybody stays healthy. And we've got soccer season starting for somebody today. So Charlie's got a soccer game this evening.
Yes, at 4:30.
So she's going to be playing soccer tonight.
And we just got our new uniforms.
Yeah, and you are the
Purple Pythons.
No jokes. Yeah, the Purple Pythons, and with lots of S's, right?
Yes. After cheer, go Purple Pythons.
Yep. It's perfect for Charlie because she's a snuggler, and pythons kill you by squeezing you till you die. There's two kinds of ways that snakes can kill you. Did you hear this before?
I know that they can squeeze you to death, and then I think is anyone biting you? With
Yeah,
venom?
The joke is that snakes can kill you with hugs or kisses. That might be my dad joke for my buddy Comic Man Andy. So Andy, there's your dad joke for your competition. How do snakes kill you? With hugs and kisses. That's just for all y'all out in the world there. Snakes kill you with either hugs, with constrictors, or kisses with the venom bites. I didn't really need to explain the joke. It was just a little fun. But in the purple cobras. Good morning to everybody. I see a lot of cool people in the chat. Katie Kaboom and Hydra, I said. Justin Weekend, Scott Evans, Backseat Driver, Rob Boswell, Delphia and Kachung, the Comic Don. Chris is in the chat also. Hello, Mr. Garrell. Sorry, got as many as I could. Tank Collects. He's the one with the tanklings. Charlie likes to say tanklings. The tanklings. How are they?
Wednesday pull list, Daddy.
Wednesday pull list. Good morning to you. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Or we were gonna be called the Purple Boas or the Purple Cobras, but then Purple Pythons just sounded better.
It did.
Both P's.
That's called alliteration. When words have the same beginning sound, it's called alliteration, right?
Yeah.
So like Chunky Charlie,
Yay!
or Jolly John, or Comatose Kate. Those are alliterative. Hello, Mark the Cuddy Sarkin. I'm sorry that it's past your bedtime. You can get your sleep, brother. I appreciate it. Tank says that the tanklings are in full health again. That's good to hear. Aggressively relaxing. Good morning. This is really embarrassing for us. We wore the same shirt. Hey, bam.
Look, awesome. He's gonna text you some tankling pictures.
Charlie, you want to see the tankling pictures? Okay, so I'll get the phone ready. If you can text it or you can do it on Instagram, whatever you want, brother. I'll get it ready. And then Charlie, we won't share them unless you want us to share them. There's always new posts. He's gonna tag us.
Wait, who is that?
There's lots of people I know. It's not them. Relax. So this morning I posted a video on Instagram. It's like a minute video because I think his name is Com King of, and he's got a great Instagram. I really do love it, and he does these great breakfast with comics videos that I love, and really, really cool. So he asked me to pick the comic he was going to read this morning, and I picked one that I have in my collection so that I could join him. So I did my version of his videos. I joined him to talk about a certain book this morning. So I'm going to start with that because it's the oldest book I've got here.
And Immortal Biggie Shack, you might want to stay in because you're going to love the books that I picked.
Seriously, Biggie, shout out to my buddy Biggie Shack, one of the most awesome guys in this community. Love Biggie. Charlie pulled out her books to share this morning, and that she has got some legit, seriously, brother, some legit DC bangers. You're like right up Biggie Shaq's alley. You're not going to want to miss Charlie's books. I'm just saying. Let's see. Turn up the cold. Charlie just likes to snuggle. You know, I'm in my t-shirt here. You're not cold, are you?
I'm a snake.
She just likes to like curl up. That's all it is. It's not Gwenpool, brother. It's DC, like old school DC banger style, brother. You're going to like it. She's OG today. Hello to Big Lion. So here's the deal. This was the book that I won, or I used for part of the Hunt Championship, cover championship. And this was the book that I picked to talk with King of Comics on Instagram. And it was a really fun read. To go back and read this again was a blast. I had not read it in a really long time. This is the first Sentinels, X-Men, issue 14.
2 images, 2 images.
I'm going to put it up there. Oh, I got some
It buzzed.
buzzed.
You got new images, and it said it from the texting.
No,
thing.
it didn't. That's not the right thing. Okay.
It's
See, yours is just
images.
peeking over my shoulder. There we go. Tanklings. Oh, those tanklings. Oh my gosh, you can share them. Okay, look, that's pretty cute. Love Bandit. I think got their fingers in his mouth. That's cute. So Tank Collects is a Southern California buddy. Oh my gosh, look at that. That was beautifully shot. Look at those two. Oh my
Can I
gosh.
see the other photo?
And then the other picture, yes. Oh my gosh. Look at those eyes. They're just all focus. Right? Look at that focus. They're just zeroed in, just focusing in.
Bro.
Her twins, right?
Is Charlie Batgirl today? She is wearing Batgirl today. Good eyes, BLC. That is cute, Tank.
Are they identical twins?
Are they identical twins? I guess it's hard to tell at this age, right?
think we
How
already asked him
identical?
that, but-
They look pretty similar. Sorry, cancel. That's pretty cute, though, right? So, anyways, I posted that. You can see that on Instagram. The book I'm going to share first, though, is the newest issue of X-Men. It's issue number 7. This is amazing. It is fire and water damaged. Oh, Biggie, that's harsh. Sorry to hear that, brother. Issue number 7 of X-Men was amazing, guys. If you didn't read issue 7, I feel like it runs hot and cold a little bit. This issue was nuts. Crazy. They go over resurrection in a whole crazy new way. This is the book I think that most connected to House of X for me, and I've loved House of X. This was crazy. Nightcrawler has a huge part. Cyclops, Apocalypse, and the Guthrie family, specifically the daughter Melody, I think is her name. Dang, this is crazy. This issue is crazy.
Crazy.
So if you even half liked X-Men up to now, you're going to go read this issue and be like, no, they did not. Yeah, and I'll say, yes, they did. And they reference House of M in a really cool way. And Scarlet Witch comes up in a cool way. It is crazy.
Crazy.
Perry, you can send to my PayPal. It's John's Comics with Kids at Yahoo. And I usually leave it open so I can give a little shout out when somebody does it. I am not monetizing this channel as of yet. I feel like it's not necessary as of yet. So I'll check over to my PayPal if you want me to see if I got any donations. PayPal, John's Comics with Kids at PayPal.com. I need to set it up with a cooler, like, hey, it logs me in automatically, I don't have the thing where it plays disco, you know, all that kind of stuff. You don't need to be paying attention to any of that. You're like, oh, I want to read over Dad's shoulder. I want to read it. Uh-oh, I got more stuff on my phone. Oh, he's saying on my PayPal phone. It's so complicated. I know, Perry. It's so difficult. So anyways, I really loved X-Men 7. It was great. Charlie, I want you to do one of your DC bangers so that Biggie can see it. Shout out to the Jabroni. He was on book club this week. We chatted Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and that's going to be my next discussion book.
G-Man.
All right, here it is, Biggie. Here it comes.
Dead man.
Adventure Comics. This is one of the 100, the 64 space. What are they? Giant specials, 68-page specials. This is issue 464 from 1979. Adventure Comics with Dead Man. Look at that. Dude. Fire. Look at that. So Charlie read a Dead Man comic from DC Adventure Comics. What do you think, Charlie? What did you think of this book?
I like it. I like that he has this really cool power, like going to people's brains.
Right? Going inside of them.
Yeah.
What do you think of him as a character, though? He's an interesting character, right?
I can't really tell if he's a good guy or a bad guy. See, like sometimes he's being good
yeah,
and
Dead Man is
bad.
he's kind of in the middle there. He tries to be helpful, but his power isn't the kind of thing where he's gonna like punch the villain and destroy them, you know. His powers are a little different, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
Ooh,
like
Tank loves some
the
Dead Man.
storyline that, like, apparently there's a guy who killed him,
Okay.
who was really mad at, and he wanted that guy's life to be miserable. But in the dead world where everyone's dead,
Uh-huh.
he's just making things happen. Like he went into a guy's body, and then kissed a girl that he didn't even know, and then she slapped the guy, and the dead man got out, and he was really mad at her. And then after that, I just feel like he's funny, and I like him a lot.
You thought it was
I
entertaining?
thought it was entertaining.
Is the whole thing Dead Man, or is there other stories in here as
I
well?
think the whole thing's Dead Man.
This whole one's Dead Man. Oh, Katie Kaboom saying first appearance of Dead Man is in Strange Adventures 205.
And yes, we do have our own comic.
They do. They've got quite a few. What are we at?
Five.
Like almost 10
Eight.
eight short boxes. These are not full short boxes. They're almost shorter than short boxes.
Wait, Kate, how many boxes do you have in your room?
6. You have 2.
No, I have 3.
So we're
No,
close
one
to
of
9.
them has other stuff in it.
Do we really need to argue all the little specifics and get this exact?
No, but it's not 9. It's
Boring.
8.
Yeah, they're shorter. If you saw my random pull from yesterday on my Instagram, those are the boxes. They have a black lid. They're shorter than a short box, and they're a little sturdier. So they're perfect for the girls. They can move them around, and they're not so big that they can't lift them. DC Silver and Bronze can be very entertaining. I agree, Biggie Shack. You're totally right. They're very funny and interesting, very entertaining. So, Charlie, you give this one a thumbs up?
Hmm.
Dead Man. Some Dead Man fire. And this has Jim Aparo on the cover. I'm sure he was doing some of the interiors in those as well. All right. Okay, so Tank says his kids are Aaron and Alex. They just turned 2 months old. They're fans of our show. Thanks, Tank. Appreciate it, brother. Just too cute, man. Those kids are too cute. Unreal. All right, Caters, you get to go. What's your first book?
What did he say?
I just read it out loud.
I didn't hear it because I was doing my book.
Aaron and Alex are the kids' names. And he says they just turned 2 months old. 2-month-old little guys. Little tanklings. Too cute.
That's my favorite picture.
You like that one the best? I can show that one again. So those that just joined. My buddy Tank Collects. He's here in California. We've met up a couple of times. Sorry, I'm not able to focus it this time. It was focused beautiful last time.
That's right. When we saw him.
See, you made me want to focus it again, and I knew it wouldn't work. All right, sorry. We're going to move on. But yes, Tank is a buddy. He's here in SoCal, and we've met him
He's
twice.
the first comic book fan we ever met.
Yeah, he was the first person in the community that we met in person. Shout out to Tank. All right, so what's your first book here, Caters? What are we sharing?
No, I want to keep reading that one, so I'm going to share this one. This would probably usually be something that Penny would share.
The Powerpuff Girls? You girls love Powerpuff.
I do, but she's obsessed with them. That's all she reads, and she can wear up.
Yes, Katie, the ASM 129 got claimed, and I want to say the Thanos 13 is still out there, but it's hard to keep track of all the boxes that people have opened or not posted yet, things like that. All right. Go ahead.
So, this one's called Bow Down to the Princess of Recess. And this girl who's like really rich, she's like, her dad's really rich. She's like, oh, Daddy, make me a cage that's voice controlled so I can chat my teacher. And he's like, okay. And he makes it. And then she's really mean. But so she's like, he wants to challenge me at hopscotch. She's like, I will. It looks like I won. She ties her up on the tetherball thing.
Okay, I couldn't
And
understand
then-
anything you just said there at the end. She won, and then
She ties her up on the tetherball.
oh, ties her up on the tetherball pole. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Throws a
And then
tantrum.
throws a huge tantrum, and she smashes the flowers with her throne, and she charges $1 for the slide, and then she makes people
Entrepreneurial.
draw her pictures on the blacktop chalk, and then
Oh, that's a different story. The second story is a
Mhm.
different one, right? Because the Powerpuff Girl books usually have more than one story in them, right?
there's one where they're making a clay monster,
Hmm.
and Buttercup is the green one. She makes this monster, and everyone else makes really good things, and then she feels so sad because people are teasing her, and she throws it in the trash can, and then the trash can gets electrocuted by rain, and then it
Oh, no.
turns into a giant monster.
Oh, geez.
Then this guy sneezes everywhere, and everything he sneezes turns like all fuzzy, and they look beautiful. And it's just a very cool. See, everything's all fuzzy, and then
Well, it's not fun for them to not see it.
and then he had
A fuzzy pink city here. Buses and buildings, everything's kind of like a fuzzy pink.
and their dad, who's the professor, he had to shave them. That looks really funny.
Okay, we got some other people in the chat. Patrick Wall is here and Mike Rogers is here. Thank you for coming by. Backseat driver was already at 2nd Street. Yeah, I'm in Southern California. I'm about an hour and a half. I'm almost perfectly between San Diego and LA. So about an hour and a half either direction. So I'm pretty far south.
Backstreet Driver, yes.
Mojo Jojo. That's what he said.
It's beautiful. Monkey.
Tetherball is a tongue twister. Hello to
Oh,
CFAP is in the
no,
chat.
Tetherball tie-up.
Tetherball tie-up.
Tetherball tie-up. Oh.
And Big Lion Cat wants to know what con I'm going to next. So it's tricky. I'm starting to do auctions like the big man. This is Big Lion Cat is auction king, man. He is dominating. And I'm trying to do auctions to make up enough money to be able to do some more cons. It's tricky. So I would love to go to WonderCon, which is like right around the corner, but I'm going to be traveling, so I can't. I would love to go to MegaCon, but that one's going to cost like $700 just to fly there. So I'm trying to make it financially work. So I guess I could say, hey, show up to my next auction and hopefully we can make enough money to go to MegaCon. I had to make money for the last auctions for my Jabroni box and my pressing and cleaning because I had to get these books pressed and cleaned so that I could sell another round of books soon. So I'm trying to make all that work. Tank, he's going to be at WonderCon on Saturday, but I believe that's the day I'm flying back from Paris with Caters here. So that's going to be a tricky. I don't think we can get into WonderCon on Saturday. But I'm double checking the dates to make sure. If you know the date, again, Tank, just drop me to the chat here and I'll double check. So I'm trying to make it happen, but I'm hopeful. I know that the Comic Core has a ticket for me to get into the con in WonderCon if I'm helping at their booth. But it's the plane flight to get there that's the big to do. Tank says April 12th. He also says they are identical twins. His boys are identical. And let's see here. April 11th is when I fly back. So Sunday, if you're talking about Sunday, April 12th, Tank, maybe I could make that work if I'm not completely jet lagged. If you get to go to MegaCon, I'll lose it, John says Chad. Are you going to be there, Chad? Is that what I'm saying? My mom hasn't been super supportive. It seems like they want me to go. Okay. Hopefully you can be there too, Biggie. Grab the train over to London for a day when you're in Paris, says Hydra. I can't do that. I wish I could, but I cannot. It is the 11th. Rats. Yeah, I'm flying back on Saturday the 11th, so that's not going to work for me. So I'm trying to make MegaCon work. It's just tricky, a lot of moving pieces and a huge cost, trying to get that cost, because there's no way I'm going to go out of pocket that much money just to go to a con. And, I need to make the hobby pay for that. I'm not going to make my wife pay for that. Right. So I'm trying to make that work. Now I have a bunch of stuff I want to sell. So if I can get to the target price here, then I can probably make that work. So that's my goal. Long answer to a simple question. Let's see. Yeah, with the baby and the wedding anniversary. Yeah, I understand, Chad. That's complicated. Oh, Biggie's got his MegaCon tickets. Oh my gosh. Buy my books. Yeah. C2E2 tank. Yeah, C2E2 is blowing up right now, but I know WonderCon is going to be huge. I'm sorry to miss it this year. I was there with Jeffrey Comic-Con last year. It was a blast.
That was MegaCon.
That was WonderCon.
Oh.
Yeah, with Jeffrey and the girls. We were all at WonderCon last year. It was their first convention too. And there's a video for it on our channel if you want to see it.
I'm mimicking Charlie's pose.
Yeah, I know. It's just the John show now with my girls floating away.
I'm still alive, but
good morning, Geeky. How you doing, brother? I'm going to do my most recent book is X-Men and the Fantastic Four, issue 2 by the Dodsons and Chip Zdarsky. I'm really enjoying the story. I thought it was a great follow-up issue. You get some cool. I love seeing Sue Storm use her powers. She is the most important part of the Fantastic Four. They would have been just destroyed by the mutants if it wasn't for Sue Storm. She slays in this issue. She's not on this cover.
Yeah, she is.
That's the daughter. It's got the V.
Valerie?
Valeria, I think.
Valerie.
So that's the daughter of Sue.
She looks like her.
Yes, she does look like Mom. And that's Emma Frost, obviously, and The Thing and Wolverine. And so I love the Dodson covers. I know a lot of people are interested in the Mark Brooks connecting, and those are beautiful. But for me, I just love the Dodson covers. So I'm really down for these. Yes, shout out to Jeffrey, Mr. Garrell. We miss him as well. He might be ghost watching a little bit, but I know he's trying to take a good break. He still talks to people. He's not answering my text messages. So, Jeffrey, where's the love, brother? And you can still answer my text messages. But I do know people he is messaging back with. So he is definitely around. Yes, WonderCon is in Anaheim, California, right near Disneyland. So it's right there.
Let's go there.
Thinking we do a WonderCon Disneyland meetup. Ooh, next year. So prep for that. Yes, my goal is to do WonderCon next year. That is definitely a plan. So that would be amazing. I would totally be down to hang with some Symbiote Club guys. You guys are awesome. And seeing Andrew and Chris and that whole gang hanging out in C2E2 makes me very jealous. Well, WonderCon is next to Disneyland, so I don't know that they're talking about going to Disneyland itself, but maybe we'll see. We'll see what we can do. Look, now they're totally gone. Their heads aren't even on anymore. I've seen the new Giant Size. They did Giant Size. Was it Jean Grey and Emma Frost or something? I did not read them. Sorry. Anyways, X-Men Fantastic Four. I'm really digging it. I'm just in on this whole Krakoa House of X stuff. I'm in on pretty much every part of it. I'm really enjoying it. So that's me. I'm pretty jelly about that too, Biggie. I wish I was at C2E2. It looks amazing. Looks like everybody's having a blast. Watching that whole group, Bear Island, hanging out with Kavi and D-Runk and JP. Yeah. So many awesome people all hanging out together. Okay, Charlie, time for your next banger. What is Charlie's next DC banger? She's got Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend. This is issue 84. Look at that.
Dropping the hammer.
I love this. This is so cool, man. Yes, 84 is crushing it. I agree. Look at that. Lois Lane, convict. Superman. Identify me. Tell them I'm Lois Lane, your friend. Officer, I give you my word of honor. This girl is a dangerous criminal. She must be imprisoned for life. I love it. Yeah, man. Lois Lane, nice Lois Lane book, right? So this is Charlie's book. What year was this published, Charlie? Let's take a look here. 1968, July of 68. Charlie is going OG.
What does that mean?
Original gangster, old school. So what did you think of this issue, Charlie?
I liked it. At first I didn't get why she was in prison,
Okay.
and then once you finish through it, you realize how.
Yeah. What happened?
Well, so Superman's a phony. That's a phony Superman.
Oh, he's pretending. Okay.
And you find out later that that was never a real Superman. When she tries to figure out why he wouldn't identify her, she gets him in the car, puts the gas so he fall asleep, and then starts like rubbing his head to try and wake him up with water and a towel. And when she's doing that, the makeup comes off. And Superman comes, the real Superman comes and saves him.
See, Biggie, I told you, Charlie's throwing some fire today. Yeah. So we've got a few of these Lois Lane books, right? We've got a few of these Lois Lane, Superman's girlfriend. And did you know that like there's some huge key issues that happen in this? So like the first time you see Catwoman in the Silver Age is in a Lois Lane book. Catwoman's the first appearance. That's a really cool DC key that I would love to get at some point. So this run is pretty awesome. And let's see who was working on this book. I don't know that they're even telling us who worked on it. I don't like it. Some of those DC books, they don't tell you who the artists are for them. So I'm kind of, who did it, right? Who was the person? I don't know. I would have to look it up. That's too bad. YouTube Dad of the Year. I know I saw, did you see Fire Guy Ryan in the chat? Thank you for coming by, man.
He should still be here.
I agree. Charlie cares as much about keys as I do, says Fire Guy. Yeah, she doesn't care about keys. She wants a good story, right? Is it entertaining? How was this one? Was it entertaining for you? Did you like it as much as the Dead Man adventure comics you read earlier?
Dead Man's better.
Dead Man is better, she says. All right. Definitely buy the old ones first, Charlie, says Biggie Shack. Yeah, so some of these are in the dollar bins at our shop, right?
They are.
But I think these came in a gift from a friend. I thought they did, but maybe I'm remembering wrong. So, did you enjoy this one? You like Superman when he's like hanging with Superboy or Lois more, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What is did you read the second story?
No.
Okay. Because there's usually more than one story in these, right?
Oh, there's the phony part.
The phone part?
The phony part. If you go to the next page, see right there.
Oh, yeah. She's trying to wake him up right here. Yeah. Well, Charlie, I only have keys, so you're getting a key. A Powerpuff key? What? A good story is where it's at, says Four Color Commentary. Very well said. I've got double vision. I'm watching your Instagram post as well. What's Kate reading? Well, she's next. All right, here, Charlie. I'll set this one down. And Kate is next. What are you reading, Caters? Oh, you're going to hide this book? You're going to save that one for last? You're going to tease Fire Guy Ryan? Oh, wow. So she's going to jump to this other book she read this week, Whatever After Sink or Swim, which is one of those like mermaid storylines, right? There's a whole bunch of them. It's like princess related,
Yeah.
right?
But so this series is all about this brother and sister, Jonah and what's your name, Charlie? Emily?
Who? Oh, yeah.
The sisters?
Jonah, and it's not Emily.
Okay.
It's similar though. Abby. Jonah and Abby.
Fire Guy says shots fired. Taking some shots at him. Pew pew, Two Gun Pedro style.
But so they move to this new house and they go downstairs when they're moving there, and they knock on I don't remember because like in the first one it doesn't really explain it that well to me. So I
Okay.
don't understand it fully, but like I don't know how they did it, but every time they knock on their mirror 3 times, it sucks them into another fairy tale. And of course they don't know which fairy tale they're in. So they screw things up and then they realize what fairy tale thing it is, and then they're like, "Oh no."
Oh, they're so sad.
Like
Scared.
in Beauty and the Beast. No. I'm trying to think of a good one.
Cinderella.
Yeah, Cinderella. They're trying to push them closer and closer, the king or the prince and the and Cinderella. And Cinderella's like they accidentally tell her what her future's gonna be, and then she's like, she's being really snooty, and then
Snooty. Typical.
yeah, and then she drops her only glass slipper on her foot.
Don't you hate when that happens? When you drop your only glass slipper?
I know.
Gosh,
Dang
the
it.
worst.
But so then her foot swells up, so she can't fit it into the glass slipper.
Ooh.
So then her lady,
Ferrara.
shh, quiet. Whoa, look at that.
What?
Changes
The
the
colors?
You
lighting.
see the change?
The light changes. Yeah. Because you're changing the light in the background.
Kate.
Yes. Snooty. Snotty. Snooty. All right. So are you done with your book or are you going to say some more? You've been distracted. Squirrel.
So in this one,
Okay.
the prince is
They're
like,
in the land called Mustard.
shush.
It's her turn.
She's not saying
It's her
anything.
turn. Come on, you got to be faster. You can't
Anyways,
be slower.
So they end up in the ocean and they're like, oh, what's happening? They see the Little Mermaid rescuing him, and then they accidentally scare her, so she goes away. She doesn't save him. They save him, and then he takes them into his castle, and they're like, no, the mermaid saved you. They don't know what mermaids are, and so then she's like, Abby's like, come on, we're gonna show you who she really is, and then she lays underwater so you can only see her top half, and then he's like, I know, I haven't known you for very long, but will you marry me? Like, just randomly. And then she's like, of course I will. And then she shows him her tail. And then he's like, oh my God, I can't marry you. You have to have
Wow.
legs. And then she gets legs.
People
and then
just
he
don't
falls in love
understand.
with her
Well, there you go.
just because of legs. And then
Well,
she's
I don't
like,
know that I would have married someone with a fish tail. That'd be a little weird. How would I even make that work?
oh, there's an underwater potion that you can drink.
And then I would get fish tail?
No, you would
Oh.
be able to go underwater for 12 hours. And she could go on land for 2.
I guess you can make that work.
Listen!
Good morning to Paul, the Midwest comic man and family.
So she chopped her tongue off and she gave it to the sea witch instead of the Disney version. It's so bad.
You're talking about the original story of the Little Mermaid. Yeah, the Little Mermaid story is bad on many levels. The Disney version and the original. Dem human legs. Fire guy Ryan, bringing the comedy.
But so then she can't talk, and then on her wedding day, she's like, I can't do this. And she's like, sorry. And then they go down to bargain with the sea witch because they have the water potion.
Okay.
And so they tell King Triton, and King Triton comes, and apparently he knew the sea witch when she was younger, and he called her like jellyfish or something, and she always thought he was being mean to her, but he had a crush on her.
Oh, geez.
Jelly legs, I think he called. But then she's like, I had a crush on you too, and they were like, we can make a bargain. You get a date
Okay,
with
you're
King
derailing.
Triton.
How much? You're telling us everything about all these different stories.
Be quiet.
Well, I'm just saying we've gone a long time on this. What is
And
what
I'm
are you?
just
What is the
saying-
main point? What are you trying to say?
So she gets a date with King Triton in exchange for her legs and everything back, or her tail and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does it work out?
Yeah.
Happily ever after? Yeah? Would you have made the same choice?
No.
To chop my tongue off? No, that's idiotic.
The things you do for man.
No,
man.
he's not even worth it. He's so snooty
He's
in it.
not a man. He's a boy.
Also, Their kingdom is always like,
Oh.
dude, what's up, dude? Like stuff like that. Even
I
their
totally
king
remember
does
that.
that.
And they dip
From the
brownies
original Little
in
Mermaid. It was
mustard.
like
yeah,
that.
it's called the Kingdom of Mustard, and they dip everything
And
in
they don't know what
mustard.
ketchup is.
And I don't know what they do, but it's too tomatoey. That's what they said.
Merman. I'm a merman. All right. I chose for the thumbnail for this the Turtles. These are the colored graphic novels for the original stories. And if you watched Whitewell Comics with Book Club this Wednesday, we did a review of the first 3 issues of the original Turtles run. And I obviously have really enjoyed them, and I've been reading these a ton. They've been torn up a little bit. I will say I love any of the stuff with Shredder is amazing. So the very first issue is just slays. And then I read all the rest of my graphic novels all the way through to my favorite one, which is the 4th graphic novel, when Shredder comes back, which might be the greatest single issue of a turtle comic that's ever been made, because it's a split for those that don't know it. So they thought they killed Shredder, and this is Christmas, and Leonardo goes like on a little like exercise run and through the city in the snow, and everybody else is decorating the tree, and Leo is running through the city, and the Foot Clan attack him. So it's 2 stories. Across the bottom, you've got the turtles decorating at the house. So there's one of them saying, "Leo, is that you?" And it's everybody saying, "No, no, we're bringing the tree up," and they're just talking. But across the top, almost silently, is this fight with Leo and all the Foot Clan guys. And it just goes from just on and on and on. It is so good. Just the fight sequences, the art. You can see Leo running around. He's got his swords. He was always my favorite turtle. So he's fighting the Foot Clan. They keep popping out of, the snow, and he's trying to figure out who they are and what's going on, because they thought they had defeated them. Meanwhile, you've got like Raphael trimming the Christmas tree with the little swords down here. It's a really cool issue. Probably was black and white in the original days, because most of these were. But the fight sequences are really great. The action is so spot on. I love this drawing of they throw ninja stars at Leo, and he bounces them off of his swords here. So cool. How did that get out of focus? It was just perfectly in focus for a second. Really cool stuff. I really dig it. Jeff, good morning. How you doing, brother? Really great. And it ends very dramatically because Leo gets pretty messed up. The fight goes on and on. It rages all through the city. And again, it's almost all silent. The way they do it is almost all silently. And just when Leo is like ready to fight, he's down in the mud. Like he's just all beat up. He's down in the mud. He's surrounded by the Foot, and they all stop. The fight stops, and then Shredder comes out. And you know that Leo can't take Shredder by himself. So it's just like the pages are dripping and fracturing. And it ends with Leo being thrown through a window and saying, "He's back." This great giant splash page. "He's back. The Shredder." And that's the end of the issue. So good. So amazing. The next issue is just an all-out fight where it's Turtles versus the Foot and Shredder. You get Casey Jones showing up. You get my favorite like fold-out page, which is nuts. They escape downstairs and they have this fold-out page is crazy. Look at that. Unbelievable. Shredder versus the Ninjas. So this is great. If you can find this original guide, this book 4 is my favorite of the 4 that they published like this. Although obviously book 1, in between you get all the time travel, dimension travel stuff. They end up all across the universe fighting, I think they fight, what are they, Triceratop mutant characters and robots and all these other cool things. But the stuff against Shredder gets me every time. So good. So big fan. Now we're on our last books. Charlie's final DC banger. She's got another Adventure Comics. This is 461. This one has The Flash in jail. It's got the looks like almost like a Justice Society with
No,
is
they
that Batgirl
they come
and
out.
Power Girl and Alan Scott and the
That's
Fate.
not
The
Batgirl,
Fate.
Dad. It's not Batgirl.
Dr. Fate.
That's the Huntress's daughter.
Oh, it's Huntress's daughter. And then the original Flash. So this is like the original Justice Society guys. That's cool. There's a Dead Man story in here too. And Wonder Girl versus Wonder Woman. Oh my gosh. So this is another banger from Charlie. Look at that. What year was this one? February of 1979. Boom.
Boom.
Banger. So how was this one? Of the 3 books, which one was the best? The Dead Man, the Lois Lane,
Dead
or
Man by far.
you like the Adventure Comics 464 best of all? Okay. But how was this one? Is this one any good?
Mm-hmm.
Looks like there's a lot with the Flash in this one. Yeah?
Yeah.
And another story where he's locked in jail, where a character is locked in jail unfairly.
Oh no.
Good morning, Gore Vidal. He says, I regret parting with my early Turtle books. I haven't started reading the Usagi. It's right. It's sorry. Move my head that way. It's right here. I will get to it. It's in my giant set of reading books, trades, and such. So what did you think of this? What was the best story in here? The Flash in jail storyline.
Yeah.
What do you want to say about it?
Well, apparently when Flash was Barry Allen, there just happened to be a gun on the floor
Oh no.
when he was driving. So he stopped, and because this guy got thrown out of the house.
So that's
And,
Barry Allen,
Like
the
something,
Flash.
yeah, something made Barry Allen move, grab the gun, and shoot the guy.
So somebody was like controlling him almost.
Yeah, and then they accused him of murder.
Oh, and that's why he's in
That's
jail.
why he's in jail.
And does he have to figure out who did it and why, and then
Yeah.
escape from jail?
And it's this whole mystery thing, and then in the end,
Is Dead Man a part of that?
no, I don't think. No, he's not.
Okay. No, that's the second story. Is Dead Man? Gotcha. Ooh, and so some bad guys were trying to stop the Flash. Now, have you? Do you know there's lots of different versions of the Flash? Because
Yeah.
obviously that's the Flash,
That's the
right?
original Flash.
Yeah. And there's a new one. There's Wally West, right?
Yeah, well, there's 2 Wally West,
You're right. There's Wallace and Wally.
and they both have the same costume.
They do have a very similar costume, but I think one of them's
Red is red hair and white.
and
then-
isn't one of them African American? He's like
Yeah.
he's black, right?
And he has black hair.
So another solid DC OG book.
Yes.
Do you like the Flash a lot? You think he's
Yeah.
cool?
I just wish there was a girl Flash.
Ooh, a girl Flash. That would be cool.
I mean, there's a girl Batgirl, there's a girl Robin, there's a girl Supergirl, there's Supergirl.
There's a girl Green Lantern. There's 2 girl Green Lanterns.
There's already a girl Wonder Woman,
Uh-huh.
and I don't think there's like any other boys that really like.
Don't have a so
Yeah.
you like it when there's a sharing of powers.
Yeah, and there's a
Interesting. Okay. Awesome. All right, Kate's last book, although she's barely here anymore.
Can I read one of those turtles?
Yeah, good. Start with this one. That's the one I was just showing a second ago. All right, Kater's last book. She's reading Land of Stories. She is a huge Land of Stories. Oop. Charlie Fire Guy says Jessie Quick is one of the lady speedsters, like a fast girl Flash kind of thing.
Oh yeah, there was a girl Flash,
Just quick.
but she died.
In one of the other books you read?
Yeah, by Godspeed.
Oh, you're right. In
Mina.
that Godspeed storyline with the rebirth
But
Flash.
she
Yeah.
died.
Remember Mina? That was her name.
Good one.
Mina.
But the weird thing is, Flash thinks that Mina didn't disappear.
Hmm?
He thinks that Mina's not dead because when he's training Wally West, the African American one,
She's also in that storyline.
Yeah, let her finish.
she runs past Flash and says, and he hears "thank you,"
Hmm.
and then his hair blows, and he realizes that someone ran past him and said "thank you" in Mina's voice. So he thinks Mina's still alive. We just have to get the 3rd issue.
I remember, yeah. So we need to get the next trade
Yeah.
in that storyline. All right, so sorry to interrupt. Kate is a huge Land of Stories fan. She's read all those books many times. This is your favorite one, book 1?
No, this is just the first one.
This is just book one. Book one is
But
just
it's really
called
funny.
The Wishing Spell. And the writer is Chris Colfer, who, if you don't know, Chris Colfer is a singer, dancer, actor, and apparently writer as well.
He's really good.
An incredibly talented guy. He was on the TV show Glee and was a big part of why I enjoyed Glee. I thought it was a very fun and funny show. But this is his series, very, very popular for kids. Land of Stories, where they kind of take classic fairy tales and warp them around a set of twins, right? A brother and a sister who have the ability to go to the fairy tale world. More
It's
or
not like
less.
a superpower.
No, it's not a superpower. It's
There's
a
a-
family connection.
It's their grandmother gave them this book, and Alex and Connor are the twins. Alex is the girl and Connor's the boy.
Okay.
And they can't be, one of them's a teacher's pet and the other one just like sleeps all the time, which is Connor.
Well, yeah.
And yes, Connor's my favorite because he's just very funny. And so here's some lines from Connor. But so they get this book from their grandmother,
Mhm.
and they notice it starts humming and glowing.
Mm.
So they open it and they start putting pencils in it, and it falls right through the book.
Mhm.
And then they don't know where it goes. And then a bird comes out, and they start hearing noises of like forests and stuff. And then they accidentally fall in.
Oh,
And
no.
then this frogman's like, "Hi, come to my house. Otherwise, these wolves are gonna kill you or something." And it's very funny. He takes them into his home, and they're talking. And Alex is obsessed with fairy tales because their dad, who passed away, he in a car accident. Their dad would tell them all these stories, like Alice in Wonderland. He would read them, and so Alex is like, "Connor, look around at this place. It's like we're having our own Lucy and Mr. Tumnus moment."
Lucy and Mr. Tumnus from Narnia
Yeah.
moment. Uh-huh.
Connor looked around and saw what she meant. "If he offers us Turkish delight, I don't care what you say. We're getting out of here."
Haha, because that's a joke. If you read the
Narnia.
original Narnia book, that's funny because Turkish delight is the trick that the wicked ice queen uses.
Yeah. And then the frog, he's like, "Can I call you Froggy?" And he keeps saying like these kind of
Connor says, "Can I
rude-
call you Froggy?"
Yeah, he says like all these kind of like rude remarks.
Mhm.
He's like, "What are you?" And the frog's like, "I don't care." He's also my favorite character.
I know you
Connor
like the
and
frog.
Froggy are the
I know you're a
funniest
big
and
Frog
best.
Prince fan.
Yeah. But so then he's like, "May I get you some lily pad tea?" And they're both like, "Yes." And then he says, "Did either of you take flies with your tea?" And then Connor's like, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit."
Ha ha. Connor.
Connor is beautiful. Okay.
He is a funny character. I will say I've read the first book, right? Have I read the second book yet?
No,
I can't
I
remember if
haven't
I
read the
finished the
second
second
book.
one.
that's a cool splash picture. That's
Which
not a
one?
splash.
That picture of
page, but
Shredder?
it's so cool.
Yeah, it's a good picture of Shredder. Yeah, these early turtle books are amazing. Just like these early Land of Stories books.
Yeah, they're really fun.
And how many are there?
6.
6 of them. Okay.
And there's also
It's
like a
finished though.
character
That series
guide.
finished, right? Yeah.
I was alive when the last one came out though, so they're not that old.
I've got to edit that video, Fire Guy Ryan. I've got so much to do, and I'm trying to make money so that I can go to MegaCon. So like editing has taken a back seat. I've got so many videos to edit. I'm sorry about that. I do have a Fire Guy visits Southern California video. It's gonna drop at some point. I need to finish that. And I think in the chat, Trinity 2nd Street Marvel was asking that we got to hook up. Yeah, sure. I'm down, man. So if you're, I don't know where, hit me on Instagram and we'll figure something out. Jehu says I was driving the Flash pickup, the Wade and Miller and Morrison run from the 90s. Jesse Quick played a role. There you go. Boom. So there's some Lady Flashes we can find out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. We went on a little bit longer than usual. I want to give a shout out to a few different channels. Obviously, Discovery Bay has his pop-up shop marathon, and it starts in 7 minutes. It's going to go for hours. You can get super cheap books and they're awesome. And those guys are great. So you're supporting good people in our community. So you should definitely jump over there. That would be really, really great if you're looking to buy some cool books or just hang out. And they give away a ton of free books where you just have to pay shipping. So if you're in the chat and hanging out, that's a good, you might win some awesome books. So shout out to Discovery Bay, and it starts in just a couple of minutes. Oh, hello to Rod. Thank you for coming by, Rod. I love you, brother. Second, I wanted to shout out Superpower Review. So Kevin on Instagram, he goes by Karate Kevin. Kevin is super nice. He does really high quality, polished, edited videos. Great content, sort of the opposite of my channel, if you want to think of it that way. He is a great, great guy, and he is like 30 subscribers away from 1K. He's super close to 1,000, and he deserves to be at 1,000. So definitely check out Superpower Review. You just search Superpower in one word and then space review, and you'll find Kevin's channel. He's at like 960 something. He's right in there, 960 subscribers.
So then he'd need 40 more subscribers.
Next Friday, he's doing a giveaway. If he has 1,000 subscribers entered in, and he's entered in his contest is up by ending Friday next week. If he gets to 1,000, he's going to double his giveaway. Have this huge prize packages he's giving away. So sub him up, comment on his entry video, and you get a chance to win his contest as well. So it's a win-win. He gets 1,000, and you're going to get a chance to win a cool gift. He's at 962, says Backseat Driver. That is awesome. So definitely check out Superpower Review. Thanks, everybody, for coming by, and I'll see you guys in the chats this weekend. I've got a ton of shows next week. On Monday night, I'm doing Comic Gories with my boy, the boy who had 7, Matt. So Monday night is Comic Gories. It's going to be our regular every couple of weeks on Mondays. We're going to do Comic Gories. So please hang out with us on Monday for the competition show. Tuesday, we're talking about Old Man Quill. So I'm going to have Old Wolf and Comics Misexplained and Chad 90 Miles from Comics. And we're going to talk Old Man Quill, which is great. And I'm going to give away a set of Old Man Quill. I got a whole set of those to give away. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, I got the greatest comic book show ever on Comic Core at 7 o'clock Pacific. At 8 o'clock Pacific on my channel, I'm going to have I Got Issues, just Chris and I hanging out because there's a new Tom King book dropping on Wednesday. And we're going to be reviewing that issue number 1. I think it's called Strange Adventures or something. I've never read this title before. He's taken another great character from the 70s and bringing them up into the 2000s. So I'm excited to see how it goes. But that's what we'll be reviewing on Wednesday night. Much appreciated, Second Street Marvel, for subbing Superpower. He's a great guy, great channel. Rob Boswell is here. Thanks, Rob. I'm about to jump over and watch Discovery Bay's auction, but I wanted to say that I'm shouting out Discovery Bay and I'm shouting out Superpower Review. So definitely give those two a little check out today if you don't mind.
Sure.
Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'll see you all next week and in the chats this weekend.
Bye.
And good luck on your soccer game, Charles.
Adios. Score a goal for